running. Should get confirmation of that shortly. I wanted to start off this morning with just with Turkey Day coming up here real quick, with being thankful. I really appreciate everybody who voted in Mike Alfred's poll. I honestly didn't expect to do as well as I did. It's very kind of you guys. So again, huge thank you. Also, I wanted to talk about MicroStrategy. A lot of good stuff today. We got updates from Tom Lee. We've got updates from Michael Howell, my favorite, from Cross Border Capital, the person who wrote Capital Wars, the person who follows over 90 metrics in regard to global liquidity. We have CME Fed Watch tools showing today, guys, that where's my mouse? I gotta fix. Still trying to fix some of that setup a little bit. Will always be something that changes, I think, constantly. But if we look over here, we can see that there's almost a 63% chance now of a December rate cut. That's good. We want that. That's actually going to be a really positive thing. One of the things that Michael Howell talks about, and we'll probably go into this a little bit more, maybe I'll just jump to it real quickly, is how global liquidity is slowing down, and it is. And I'll probably show you just a little bit of his work. Not too much, just a teaser to get a feel of his thoughts. But one of the things that he makes sure to mention, he says, yes, central bank liquidity is slowing down around the world, especially, the two biggest economies, right? The mic works. Isn't that amazing? With China and the United States. But he did also say that one of the most important things for global liquidity is the dollar not getting too strong, which I agree with, and then also to the bond market volatility, which is the MOVE index, which we're looking at right now, not getting too strong because it's historically high and we want it to go lower. We talked about this briefly yesterday. The trend is lower. And what I believe a bare minimum we're going to see is a continued drop. And you can see here, guys, this tweezer top on the MOVE index is sick. It's beautiful. Yeah, iron's up almost double digits. If you're in MSTX or MSTU, we should be getting 12, 13% upside today. Sorry for getting you guys in 48 hours too early. I should have been more cautious. We're going to talk about some of that too, because everything we don't do really good at, we're going to discuss and figure out how to do better next time. I think that's what you have to do in life, right? If you want to be really great at things, you have to constantly analyze them and figure out how to get better. And that is something I've got a high bar with as many people as follow me now as what I did 9 months ago when I was first starting this journey and there was under 1,000 people. I've got a greater responsibility to really convey all the important messages at the appropriate times to you guys. And so I'm going to work really hard to do that. But again, Michael Howell indicated that bond volatility needs to come down. This is a crush right here. This is a beautiful thing. If we actually zoom out, we might even have to go to the 3-month because it's a longer time frame. But this is the kind of thing you want to see. This strong impulse down is a good sign, and I think it's going to continue. And with that, we're going to see more upside price action. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I'm excited about it. Real quickly though, let's go over a few things. So one. Oh, my voice today. It's just starting too. I got to loosen it up. I'm going to drink some of this. 1 second. I picked bad 2 days to be early on this one because it's been the definition of catching a falling knife. But so far we're finally getting a bounce. One thing is for sure, you definitely do not want to hold on to MSTU and MSTX longer than you have to. Somebody was asking about TSLL too. You don't want to hold 2 to 3x funds, guys, especially 3x funds. You're just begging for a world to hurt for longer than you have to. I said this in another post. I don't know where I put it, but essentially, these things are rebalancing every day. There are technical errors with their ability to track the underlying asset. And between all of these things, you can really get smoked on the downside. And anybody who was in this shit yesterday saw a 25 to 30% drop in their holding. And that is a really big deal for people who don't understand volatility. And there's a reason Robinhood puts this leveraged message in here. So I just want to reiterate, we're already kind of breaking the rules for these, holding them longer than 24 hours. These are like day trading tools. So realize the theta decay, just like options, and enjoy the upside when you get it, because I do think it's coming. but remember the pain and suffering on the downside. And if you're new to this and you bought some of this yesterday and you saw it go down and you got scared and your heart's fluttering and you're like, what the hell am I doing? Am I following this person? Do they know what they're talking about? Take a step back. And when you get, in the money here, maybe take a pause and pull some out and realize your own personal limits. Because, again, there's so many people following me now. I want to make sure that you guys are thinking about what's best for you. That's not always going to be what I do, guys. There are times where I'll get more aggressive and it'll happen quickly. And not all of you are going to make it. And that's okay. Not everybody is cut out for this, okay? So just don't, it's not like you're less of a man or a woman if you can't hang. I don't ever want to give that impression because this stuff is scary and literally some people are not meant to do it, okay? Water, I know. I've got this too. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Kind of a cautionary tale to watch the fuck out, okay? All right. I want to go up further, though, because there's good stuff, too. Lots of good stuff, guys. Lots of good stuff. We're gonna bounce between scary, me trying to make sure that you guys aren't being crazy and make sure that you understand what you're doing, which is always going to be a challenge. And because I have decades of experience, right, on and off doing all kinds of stuff like this. So it's different for me, and it can still be painful for me. There's a reason why I didn't do Iron's earnings call yesterday. I just didn't want to deal with everybody being like, oh, God, this thing's down 25, 30% in a day. There's times where I'm an empath and I absorb that stuff. And so I had to take the day off. But I do want to show you this. It shows the halving event and what happened with price action. Halving event, what happened with price action. Halving event, what happened with price action. Halving event. And then it shows kind of how the price action was not good. Now, this has changed. I think this is a little outdated. This is of August 18th, 2024, when we were at 59,000. So we've already made a little bit of a leg up. But the important message here is that this has been one of the most underperforming events after the halving. I do think some of that was front run, though. If you look over here, you can see how we had a nice leg up. Peter, thank you very much for the $10 or €10, whatever that is. I really appreciate you, sir. But you can see how we had a little bit more strength in the initial run up, even though when compared historically, it's not like super crazy, okay? But what you got to realize is we're in the upside. We're in the green zone. We're in the banana zone, people like to call it. And this is why I stepped into MicroStrategy. And we're going to look at a lot of MicroStrategy stuff. We'll probably be doing more of that in the future. It's because my eyes have been open to it and just how much money can be made from it. And I'm trying to make sure other people understand this. So first off, how bad was the flush out for MicroStrategy? When I called that the dot 618 top, the golden Fibonacci retracement zone, to perfection, and people didn't listen. Some people, that's a bummer. But when I called that to perfection, it was much higher on the NAV. Look at this. The NAV premium, the net asset value, basically, and this is like archaic way. I don't think this is a good way to weight the value of MicroStrategy, but it is good to see, overvalued, undervalued historically. So you can see when looking at this premium, how it jumped from like the upper ones to twos to in 2024 around September, October, just skyrocketing up to almost 3.5, 3.4. It is down right now to 2.2. And so we've dropped a lot. Your stream lags too. I think it's Jesse's internet. All right.